are going to talk about Chapter 2, Section 2, Adding and Subtracting Decimals. Decimal operations. We want to use our vertical format to add or subtract decimals. So we're going to line up the decimal points, and then we'll add or subtract as we do with our whole numbers. And we have to remember to always include the decimal point in our final answer. So in our first example here, we have 6.047 plus 13.46. So we want to line them up vertically, which we do. We want to give it a placeholder here. We want to add 0 as our placeholder so that we can add this without confusing our places together. So we get to 19.507. In our other example here, we're subtracting. So we have 9 minus 5.28. We write our 9 and our 5.28 vertically, and we have to give it 2 zeros for placeholders here in the tenths and hundredths. And then we subtract. We have to borrow, that's all right, we get 3.72. When we evaluate a variable expression, we add and subtract from the left to the right when it's set up horizontal. So in our first example here, we want to evaluate 6.7 plus r minus t when r is equal to 2.14 and t is equal to 5.2. 6.7 plus r minus t, we plug in our values that we have for r and t, and we have to work horizontally from left to right. So our first part is 6.7 plus 2.14. So I come over here to show my work. 6.7 plus 2.14, add a 0 as a placeholder in our 6.7, and when we add, we get 8.84. So now I want to bring this 8.84 back over to our initial expression and subtract 5.2 from 8.84. So I come over here and do our side work again. 8.84 minus 5.20, we're left with 3.64, and notice that we do use another 0 as our placeholder here. 3.64 is now our final answer for this expression. In our second example, we want to evaluate 10.03, subtract A, add B, where A is 4.2 and B is 6.7. 10.03 minus 4.2 for A plus 6.27 for B. So as we work horizontally, we go left to right. So we take our first two problems here, first two numbers, 10.03 minus 4.2. We do our work, give it a 0 as placeholder here for 4.2, and we have 5.83 now. We bring our 5.83 back to our original expression, and we add what's next. So now we're going to add B, 6.27, to our answer, 5.83. Come over here, show your work, and you have 11.10. Notice that for here we didn't have to add any zeros to make our places held okay, but notice also that 11.10 is equal to 11.1. The 0 is after the decimal. As long as there's no numbers after it, it's all right to get rid of that 0. You're not getting rid of it, it's still there, but the zeros, there can be infinitely many zeros as placeholders. We could have 10 of them if we wanted, and it wouldn't change the number at all. For estimating sums, we can use front-end estimations, and for this case, we add the front-end digits, and then we estimate the sum of the remaining digits, and then add those two results. So here's an example. For your birthday, you receive a $25 gift card. You want to buy 3 used video games with prices as shown. Can you buy all 3 video games with your gift card? So the first step here is we add the front-end digits. In this case, our front-end digits are going to be our dollars. So 8, 7, and 2 added together, we get $22. Now for the second part, we have to estimate the sum of the remaining digits. So the remaining digits over here are your cents. So now we have 79, 29, and 89 cents. The 79 and 29 together are about $1, and 89 cents is about $1 too. So $1 and another $1 is about $2. Now our third step is, remember, we have to add both of our results. So we have 22 added to 2, and we'll get 24. We look back at the original problem, see what it was actually asking. It was asking if we could buy all 3 video games. Since all 3 video games is about $24 and we have $25, we can in fact buy all 3 used video games. And here's your solution statement.